So, I'm not gonna lie. Today, I wasn't expecting much from this Battlefield Labs announcement. To be honest, at most, I was expecting a blog post. No guys, we didn't get that. We got a full-on video from the devs about the focus of the development and even some gameplay. Yeah, we got some gameplay. You know what? Let's pause this and let's show that gameplay real quick. I cannot believe that 15 seconds of that gameplay got me feeling some sense of excitement. I told myself I would hold the ground and not get excited, but they are, to be honest, they're getting me. Now, before we break down the gameplay and some other stuff covered in the video, I just want to say, if you guys enjoy the content, it's clear we are getting more Battlefield content as we lead up to the launch of the next Battlefield game. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified for when I do drop more content on that, and of course other stuff on the channel. So right off the bat, if I was to make a comparison for this gameplay to another Battlefield game, we are about to say the magic words, if we're being honest. It looks like mostly Battlefield 3 with a touch of Battlefield 4. That alone will get people giddy. It shouldn't, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because my fandom is broken for this franchise after Battlefield 2042. It's been 10 years since a Battlefield game fully captured my soul. So right off the bat, let's jump in and talk about some of the gameplay. So right off the bat, we see some sort of M16A3. It could be an M4A3. If it's the M16A3, I think that would be hilarious because that was broken in Battlefield 3. But we also clearly see an M1 Abrams tank in some degree. Not exactly sure which version that may be. It's hard to tell. You guys who know your tanks more than I do can certainly drop a comment down below on which version of the M1 Abrams this is. It could be, I know there's like different variations I was seeing on Twitter on concept art before, but it's certainly an M1 Abrams tank. So you guys let me know the specifics. As we continue through the little snippet of gameplay, we see in general a very tight claustrophobic gameplay. And if I was to make another comparison to describe how claustrophobic this looks and feels, it's giving off that Grand Bazaar vibes from Battlefield 3. Yes, that one map from Battlefield 3 that everyone loved, but we never saw again for some weird reason. Another thing that is pretty clear throughout the entirety of this 15 seconds is going to be the destruction. This, if we're being honest, was basically absent in 2042 and hasn't really been a core focus of the franchise, at least to this extent. Battlefield 3. I know Battlefield 4 had destruction, but it was mainly categorized as Levolution as the big destruction factor. We're seeing a lot more focus of gameplay destruction, something like Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2. Battlefield 5 had its destruction, but I feel like not to the scale that we're seeing here. But in general, seeing this kind of destruction and this amount is very refreshing, but at the same time, it's one map and one can hope that this is not a one-off. The reason I say that is destruction is a clear identity of Battlefield. So at least in this sense, I will say a positive thing. I'm glad to see it might take a focus yet again. Now, with that little breakdown out the way, the rest of the video is what was said prior to this gameplay snippet. While this can easily serve as the classic promotional content for a game, the devs talking about all these different things, hyping up the experience, this is clearly the first for this franchise, at least recently. We were not getting these levels of passion and heart and breakdown and correction from devs for Battlefield ever. I feel like they kind of accepted their limitations, their flaws, and just said, get over with it. But Vince Zampella is one of the only reasons I have that 1% of hope for this game. And while it may seem like in general, it may be higher than 1% hope right now, I still need to see a solid Battlefield game at launch before I thrust complete faith into this franchise again. But the words of playtesting and the foundations of what make the core Battlefield experience fun is great to hear over and over and over again. These are elements that was clearly forgotten from the description and heart of Battlefield 2042, and the clear acknowledgement of that need to change the production pipeline on top of that is another clear shift that is much needed. It hopefully leads to a better product. Now, we already know a little bit of this. They've already stated this in the past and we've talked about it in the past, but DICE is going to be focusing in on multiplayer. Motive is going to be working on multiplayer maps and single player content. I'm going to assume that when it comes to single player content, it means more of like the assets, the levels, rather than the actual story. So they're building out a lot of maps at Motive. Ripple Effect is going to focus in on Battle Royale. They didn't explicitly say that in this experience or in this video, but it's something we have seen from Tom Henderson and other stuff when it comes to leaks. Criterion is going to lastly be a campaign-focused studio. So all the core elements of a full-fledged Battlefield game is there: single player, multiplayer, and now what the standard is for the first-person shooter genre, some sort of battle royale experience. Of course, this allegedly is going to be a free-to-play experience, so watch out, Warzone. You might have some competition, and I really hope you do. Hopefully, in general though, this increase in team power means more. Battlefield Labs, the main announcement for this, something you can sign up for, is hopefully going to allow the teams to achieve that. To reiterate again, this is going to be a community test environment where players can give feedback and test out the game. And one of the most wild parts of this is that this is going to be done before the game even launches. This is going to be a testing environment for the game before it fully launches. This is a night and day shift from the Battlefield franchise, and frankly, for a first-person shooter genre out there, something we never really see. So it is great. It's something that is much needed, and it hopefully delivers us a great Battlefield game. But in general, that's pretty much all I gotta say on this little news update. I was not expecting this today. This is a must-have when it comes to video-wise. So in general, hopefully it leads to something good. If you guys enjoy the content, found it informative, be sure to drop the video a like, helps out the video a ton. Leave your thoughts down below on this announcement and how you're feeling. Again, I really don't want people to get hyped, but we've been in such a dark place. This is a shift in the right direction that continues to happen as we lead into the next game. So hopefully it continues. Also, like I said before, if you want more content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified when I do drop more content. With that being said, hope you guys have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.